Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to do a what not to say to someone who has or is experienced pregnancy or infant loss.
So guys, I feel like I had to just quickly pop on here and apologize for this entire video being out of focus. I didn't think that that was something I had to check. I thought my camera did it automatically, but apparently not. So it's focused on the background the entire video and not me. But I hope we can all move on.
I knew everyone's intentions and everyone has good heart in what they say, but some things were just not helpful and were not nice to hear. So I wanted to make a video to hopefully help someone who has someone who's going through it and doesn't know what to say. Also, I do have a couple of coping mechanisms that I wanted to share with you guys, just a couple things that have helped me, I guess. So one of the first things is better it happen now rather than later. There is absolutely well and truly no good time to lose a baby, whether you miscarry at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks or anything after that. There is no good time. So anything that regards like now was a better time to lose your baby rather than later on does not help. Something would have been wrong with that baby. Regardless of what was wrong with that baby, we still wanted it. It could have had deformities or mental issues or physical issues, but that would not have mattered to us. We love our babies regardless, and there is no reason why we would not want to have that baby. At least you know you can get pregnant. This one isn't helpful because we did get pregnant. We were pregnant, and that was the baby, that was our baby, that was, you know, my baby, that was the one. And regardless of any other future pregnancies, and now that I know I can get pregnant, does not help the fact that I lost my 2 babies. Everything happens for a reason. Again, this kind of goes along with something would have been wrong with the baby. There is absolutely no reason in this world that would justify or make me feel better for losing a baby. So those are just a couple of things that did not help me in any way, or I've heard other people say. But now I wanted to share a couple of things that maybe you could say, because I do know that it is kind of a touchy subject and people don't want to say the wrong thing, and it can be quite awkward. So if you're stuck on things to say, just say it's shit. Acknowledge that it is, that you know that it's a shitty situation. Even if you don't relate, you know that it is something so crappy to go through. So just knowing that someone knows or someone else is acknowledging the fact that what you're going through is so shit does kind of help. Another thing is just I'm sorry. You don't have to say much else than that. Just an I'm sorry is just kind of in a way a comfort. Like, it just made me know that everyone else was feeling for me, and that in that moment I wasn't so alone, because someone, whether it be family, whatever, someone was feeling for me and I wasn't alone. And going along with that, another one to say is you're not alone. Most women know that we are not alone. We're not the only women to go through it. You know, we're not the first person to have a miscarriage. We're not the first person to have an ectopic. We all know that. We're not the first person to lose a baby. But we all feel so alone, whether it be because we don't have anyone in our general circle that's gone through it. No matter how close you can be to someone, you still feel alone because you're the only one that's going through it, and no one can understand that. There's nothing that anyone can do that will help. You have to go through it yourself, but just know that you are not alone. There is plenty of other women that you can reach out to. I guarantee that not one woman who has been through this will turn away another woman who is going through a similar story. I, for one, would love for other women to reach out to me and have a chat, because other women that have gone through it are the only people that I can relate to. They know. They just know. We get each other. Another is making sure that whoever it is that you know that is going through it knows that it is okay not to be okay. I don't know how many days I've had where I've been so hot and cold with it. I've had my bad days and I've just gone, no, this is not okay. I can't be doing this. I can't be laying in bed crying. But I can. You need your own time to grieve, and no one else can put a time bracket on your grieving process. You just need to take your own time and live out your own process. Another thing to say or do is continuous acknowledgement that my baby still happened and my baby is still thought of and acknowledged every single day. I do have one friend who I love with all my heart. She actually talks about my babies like they're still here, and I cannot thank her enough for that. Me and Nathan obviously think about them all the time, and so does my immediate family. But to know that people outside of that circle are also thinking of my babies, it's a really warm feeling, honestly. This friend, Jess, if me and Jess are talking, she'll just talk as if my babies are still here, like, I love you and your babies, or your babies are so proud of you. It's not your babies would be, it's your babies are so proud of you. Just little things like that that people don't think of makes such a big difference. Kind of going along with that one is, you're still a mum. I love when people acknowledge the fact that I am still a mum. I've seen people on Facebook and all over the internet, not specifically to me, but I've seen people say, if you lose a baby before this, technically it's not a mum. It was still just an embryo. It was still just a zygote or whatever like that. But no, we are a mum the second we see those two lines, or the second we fall pregnant, but the second we know that we have a baby, we are a mum and we feel that mother's love. Even on Mother's Day, even if you just send them a quick message saying, I'm sorry today is so tough for you, but babies love you, happy Mother's Day. And one last one, if you're stuck on what to say or just don't know what to say absolutely nothing at all. Yeah, just sometimes saying nothing at all can be just as helpful as a big long conversation where emotions get brought up. I can't tell you how many times that I just would have rather lay there and cried with Nathan rather than talk to someone about it. So moving on from that, I want to talk about a couple of things that help me cope talking about it. Now, like I did just say that sometimes I would have rather have just cried in bed or just cried with someone. Sometimes it was helpful to talk about it, and it doesn't have to be someone you know. Sometimes it is better to talk to someone that you don't know. I personally did not go see a professional. I didn't feel the need to. There was a little brief bracket of time there where I did, but I just didn't. It can be, you can talk to anyone. It can be mum, dad, brother, sister, partner, cousin, whoever. If you don't feel comfortable talking to any of the people in your immediate circle, there's always Facebook pages that you can reach out to. I will post a screenshot of the one that I am in at the moment. I actually have two. I have the pregnancy, I'll insert the screenshots obviously, but I have two. There's one for just normal pregnancy loss, and then there's another for specifically ectopics. I personally have found it really beneficial to be a part of these groups. There's women sharing pictures of their babies, there's women sharing their stories, and that for me is just so comforting to know that these people feel so welcome and so included in this community, that we all have each other and we all can reach out, we can share our story, we can share our pictures without being judged or wondering if, you know, someone thinks I'm going on about it for too long, and ask for help, ask for advice, anything like that. Now, another thing I do is make sure I take that time to relax. I mean, I've had plenty of time to relax in the past 3 months since, you know, losing my job and being able to, you know, just heal from the ectopic on my own. But making sure that when I get stressed out, I do just breathe and relax. And by that, I mean doing anything that you enjoyed before baby. So like face mask, painting your nails, watching YouTube, watching Netflix, anything like that. Another thing that really helped me is YouTube. YouTube helped me, as obviously I was able to share my story. It's just been such a positive experience for me, and I would recommend anyone who has been through this to share their story. Whether I'm making a video or watching a video, it's been such a help to me. So one last thing that has helped me cope, or a coping mechanism that I've used, is I made a playlist. So there's a couple of songs that every time I hear make me think of my baby, so I've compiled it all into one playlist. For example, when I first found out I was pregnant with baby number 1, when my doctor called me to again confirm my pregnancy after my blood test, the first song that I put on once I shuffled my phone, once I got off the phone, was Bless the Broken Road by Rascal Flatts. So that has always been a special song to me. At this point in time, I have 5 songs on my playlist, and they are Bless the Broken Road by Rascal Flatts, Lonely One by Luke Combs, You Are the Reason by Callum Scott, I Get to Love You by Rule, and I Won't Let Go by Rascal Flatts. Those are the 5 songs that I will listen to when I'm sad or down or even happy and just want to think of my babies and just have a bit of a moment to myself to think about them. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful, whether you came here looking for things to say to someone you know or love going through it, or whether you came here to find some coping mechanisms. Either way, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and make sure you click the subscribe button to come back and see more. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye guys.